hope everyone is keeping well. It's been a while since the last video, and this latest one is a bit of a strange one. I've just completed about a 50-hour impromptu fast. So I've been in Albania for the week, been on holiday with a few friends, was in the airport on Friday afternoon. Actually, I should say, I've always been interested in the autophagy side of things. So where the concept is that when you're in a fasted state, your body will use and destroy damaged cells to feed and repair the ones that are basically useful. So that's part of the reason behind the long-term fast. It's not just to lose weight or anything like that. There are meant to be health benefits. It's meant to detox the body. So that's why I did it. So I thought, I was in the airport on Friday in Tirana. I had lunch at about midday that time, which is an hour ahead of here. And I had a gyros and I had a, what do you call them? Croissants with the pistachio croissant. So I had that and a gyros. And my flight wasn't until about 7 o'clock, but other lads' flights were earlier on, so whatever the story is anyway. So I was in the airport, I had that at 12, flight was at 7, got delayed till 8, then at 8 o'clock, took off. That was a 3-hour flight, didn't eat on that. And then when I landed in Edinburgh, I had to rush for the bus to get me back to Newcastle. So I decided then that I wasn't going to have time for food. So I knew then I'd get back to Newcastle by 2 o'clock, it'd be really late, I don't have anything in. So I then had the brainwave, why don't I just do a fast? I've been on holiday, it'll help me lose a bit of weight. Again, the autophagy side of things has always interested us, and on top of that, you know, it's meant to have health benefits, clear my system out, X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? So, yeah, got home Friday night about 2:30 in the morning, went straight to bed, woke up on Saturday, and thought, right, I'm not going to eat until lunchtime, because then it's a 24-hour fast. And then for some reason on Saturday, I just had this idea that I'm going to turn it into a 48-hour fast. Again, you know, I've seen people doing 72-hour fasts. I've seen a lot of 48-hour fasts. People doing it for reasons like autophagy, lose weight, improve blood pressure, things like that, detox the body even. So, yeah, so it was then Saturday afternoon. I was like, as it was time to eat, I was kind of like, oh, hold on a sec. I feel pretty good here. So then I just decided to push on and just go for another day, no food. So I'm filming this now at Sunday. It's about, let's see, on my laptop screen. It's about 4:30. So actually, we're on about, if it was 12:30 UK time when I last ate, or just before 1 o'clock, then yeah, we're on about 51 hours of fasting at this point. I felt starving at about 8 o'clock as we were about to take off on the Friday. Was alright the rest of the night. Felt fine actually. Had a bit of a sore back from the old injury. That was on Friday. Saturday woke up, felt great. Got to my chores, got to what I needed to do Saturday. It was only when it was at the 24-hour fast mark on Saturday that I then decided I'm going to fast for another 24 hours. The only time I felt hungry on Saturday was about for an hour at about between 7 and 8. Felt starving, had some water, was fine, felt good. So went through all of Saturday, didn't eat a thing, just had, black coffee, water. Hopefully black coffee still counts as fasting. I'm going to count it as fasting. So, yeah, so went to bed, slept well, woke up Sunday morning, didn't even feel hungry, went and weighed myself, should be shown on screen now. But I'm now 93.9 kilos. When I went on holiday, I was hovering around 95.5, 95.6. So whatever, when I was on holiday, I wasn't watching what I was eating. I don't really drink. I had a couple of beers on one night when the Wardley fight was on. Generally speaking, I don't drink. So that's not a worry there. But in terms of food, ate what I want when I wanted. I wouldn't say I ate excessively. I wasn't all inclusive or anything. We were traveling around, so there were the odd days where maybe I didn't eat as much as I would normally eat. But, then there were other days I was eating cheesecakes, ice creams, chocolates on top of nice meals. So, after being on holiday for a week, get back, obviously do the fast. This morning, I weigh 93.9 85.9 kilos. And then I did my blood pressure, which was very, very shocking. So the first one I did, I sat down and it came in at 182 over 94. Now, normally my blood pressure is quite high anyway. It normally sits around 130 to 140 over 80 to 90. But yeah, 182 over 94 wasn't good. So I was a bit surprised at that. And that was with a heart rate of 52. So I did another one. 159 over 93 with a heart rate of 49. And then I did one more, and that came in at 171 over 91 with a resting heart rate of 51. So, I mean, yeah, my systolic is way, way higher than it normally is by like 30 points. My diastolic is actually kind of normally where it sits. It normally sits like in the 80 to 90 range anyway. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, my average is, I've got one here just written down, 134 over 91, 49 pulse. That's when I was on medication as well. I remember that one. And then my lowest blood pressure in the last year was 126 over 81 with a pulse of 59. So, in terms of effects on blood pressure, this fast has made mine spike massively. So a bit of a strange one, because I've told Emily, and now she's all worried about it, saying I can't go running tonight. So it's now time to eat. So what we're going to have is some chicken, banana, and some beetroot juice. And I'm not going to eat too much so I don't make myself sick after not eating or something, in case I get refeeding syndrome or something. But yeah, so weight, like I said, been on holiday for a week. Started, went away 95.5, give or take. I mean, some days you'd weigh yourself and you'd be kind of close to 95. Some days I'd weigh myself, be closer to 96. But this morning I'm 93.9 kilograms. My blood pressure is through the roof. And this is the first meal back post-fast. We've got beetroot juice, we've got a banana, and we've got chicken. I'm probably only going to eat half that chicken because I don't want to eat too much and feel sick, or, well, I don't know how to react to it. I don't know. People say that if you eat too much soon after, and I do believe that. So I think, I'll pick a bit of that chicken, get a bit of protein, get a bit of fat, banana, beetroot juice, see how we do. Gonna go for a run then this evening, and then we'll see how I feel, and then we'll also see how the blood pressure is tomorrow morning. So psychologically, I found it was surprisingly easy to do the fast. I mean, I think the worst thing about it is probably planning it. I'd say you'd mentally drain yourself thinking about it. So if you want to fast, just do an impromptu one whenever you already half into it. So I've eaten about 5 bites of chicken. And now I've got a load of pain at the top of the back of my mouth, which I think is the parotid gland or something that produces saliva. But yeah, there's a sharp stabbing pain at that now. So I've had to stop eating because it's actually really, really sore. But apparently it's called first bite syndrome. I've just Googled it. But yeah, I'm going to have a break until this pain subsides. Okay, that pain subsided after about 10-15 minutes. So I finished the banana, had about half the chicken, had the beetroot juice. Feel fine. Gonna sit, chill for about an hour or so, and then do my first light 5k back after being off for a week. And then we'll be getting back into the swing of training. But key takeaways from the impromptu 48-hour fast. First one, surprisingly easy. At no point really did I have any, it was probably at its hardest at the beginning on Friday, maybe at like 7 or 8 when I was hungry. And I was on the plane and hadn't decided I was fasting. But then kind of when I just decided I wasn't eating for the rest of Friday, when I knew I didn't have time between the flight and the bus, when I knew I didn't have time to eat then, and knew I'd get to Newcastle at nearly 3 in the morning, I'd accepted I wasn't eating then. Saturday, like I said, I could have eaten at lunchtime because I was only planning a 24-hour fast. Well, an unplanned 24-hour fast. And then even after... when I got to lunchtime, I was actually too busy doing chores. I had to pick Lola up. I had a flat tyre, so I had a slow puncture, so I had to get that fixed. I did a little bit of overtime at work as well, but only an hour or so. Tidied the house, did my washing, holiday washing, just so it's all done and we're organised for Monday. I actually had one of my most productive Saturdays ever. Only on a black coffee and water. 7 or 8 o'clock on the Saturday night. Got the hunger pangs. But Emily was home from work. So we were chatting, catching up because I hadn't seen her for over a week. And then it was like 10 o'clock. And to be honest with you, felt good, felt fine. There was, the 1 or 2 times I felt hungry, I just guzzled half a litre of water really and then felt fine. And Saturday night slept good, same as I did on Friday night, slept good. And then woke up on Sunday, felt good. Did a couple of hours overtime again, did another load of the washing. Me and Emily were just discussing, bits around the house in terms of this, that and the other and just chilling out a bit. And yeah, like I said, it's about 5 o'clock now. I filmed the first part of the video about, half an hour ago. Had my meal, now I'm telling you how I feel. But yeah, obviously shed a bit of weight. Emily said I look lean. Whether that's from the fast. I mean, I've been drinking water. I know I'm not dehydrated because my pee's clear. I've been drinking water. I've been drinking water to keep my stomach feeling full. But psychologically, I think some people, I guess, if you just decide you're doing something, you're doing it. It's quite straightforward. So yeah, so I did the fast and it was pretty easy. I think it would be harder if I knew I had the fast and then I had to plan for it. I just feel like that you'd get mentally drained in the days beforehand, worrying and thinking about it. Just treat it like you treat a boxing match, and just try to forget about it until the time. And then when you do it, it's over before you realise it. I absolutely love my food as well, so I would not have even thought I'd be doing a 48-hour fast. That's why I think I'm making a video about this, because I'm almost shocked at myself. Like, oh look, I've just pulled this out the bag. Everyone will probably comment now saying you're an idiot, Alex, but it was an interesting little experiment. Blood pressure is very, very high though. That's not good. Plus also the fast does help me get a little bit closer to that cruiserweight, so it burns off any of the extra holiday fat. So now I'm only about 2 kilos away from cruiserweight weight, so not too bad. But yeah, again, that blood pressure, I'm going to have to check that tomorrow morning because that's very, very, very high. I mean, Emily said it's dangerously high, and like my vascularity is lower than it normally is, and I feel great, so that one we'll check in the morning. But weight, things, like I said, mood, feel good, productivity was good. I was driving around yesterday, got the car sorted out, went shopping, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, even my back when I was on holiday, I had back stiffness and soreness from my old injury sites, kind of in the thoracic spine, so like the upper back. That was playing up for the last 2 or 3 days of the holiday, and I think that was to do with not kind of, changing beds, moving around, not training and kind of stretching it properly. And it was tearing me apart. Literally felt like my muscles in my back were tearing in the airport on Friday. Painless yesterday, was pretty much pain-free. I felt like I had no inflammation in my back. And then today, no inflammation in my back, feeling good again. I don't know if it's linked to the food. I mean, it could be coincidental, could be being back in my own bed, but again, one of these things, like if you think that, not eating is like really, really bad for you, right now I feel good. I don't feel lightheaded, I don't feel weak. I mean, I've just eaten, but over the last 2 days I've felt great, I felt amazing. I think Emily's almost like looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Because there's been times where I'd be like, I'm about to pass out, I haven't eaten in 5 hours. But you pass the threshold, I think, within 7 or 8 hours of not eating. And then it's kind of plain sailing. I mean, like I said, on the Saturday night, my body was like, well, it's time to eat now. But then when I got past that, plain sailing again. So, yeah, I guess if you want to do it for, I don't know, psychological challenge, bit of a cellular cleanup, let the body detox, burn off a bit of excess weight or whatever, give it a go. Mentally I felt fine, physically I felt fine, blood pressure through the roof. And first thing on Monday morning, I did a blood pressure test and it came in at 127/60, back to normal, meaning that for some reason the fast must have spiked my blood pressure.